Okay, so this is the original picture, but this is the version that I modified using an AI model called Flux.2 Klein, and this is open source. You can even run it locally on your computer. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can quickly get this model to run on your computer, so you can edit or generate pictures by just providing a text description, again, locally and offline on your computer. And as always, I'm not going to be using a tool like Comfy UI because even though it is powerful, unfortunately, it is just so complicated. It's not something that I could recommend your grandma using because of this workflow that's, I guess, not very intuitive for most people. So instead, I do recommend to use an even better, simpler tool with just one-click install called Stability Matrix. You can open Google and search for Stability Matrix. Click on it and you can click this link on GitHub. So basically, I would say the best way, the easiest way to describe what is Stability Matrix is, it is basically just like Steam Marketplace, where they distribute games. Stability Matrix is distributing plenty of cool AI tools, so you just need to download the AI tool right away with just one-click installation. Anyway, after you have landed on this page, you can scroll down and you can download the version that is available for your computer. It is available for Windows, Linux, and macOS. And basically, after that, you can run the setup on your computer. Okay, let me just cancel that. I'm using Windows actually. Okay, so basically, you can run Stability Matrix, and this is going to be the onboarding process of the program. Later, I'm going to show you how you can run it, how you can download a tool and the Flux.2 Klein AI model on your computer. So this is the onboarding process of Stability Matrix, and now you can enable the portable mode. I actually recommend to do that because it just makes the process or organizing everything to be simpler, because everything will be stored within this directory. Now you can click continue, and this is optional. I'm going to click don't share analytics. And okay, this is the first time onboarding setup. You can actually skip it. And there you go. So basically, we need to download an AI tool called Wan2GP. So this is very popular, and basically we can run lots of AI models via this tool. We can create videos, audios, and of course we can also run the Flux.2 Klein model to create and edit images. And of course, we don't have to do the installation in the classic traditional way. We can just use the package manager via Stability Matrix. We can just install all of it with just one click. So here you can navigate to the package menu, and then you can click add packages. And you can scroll down and find the one called Wan2GP. There you go. So this is the one. So this is the same tool on this GitHub page. But again, this is the simplified version because again, we can just install everything with just one click. Now you can open it and you can click the install button right here. I actually have installed this tool on my computer, so I don't have to do it again. So anyway, I'm going to close this and I'm going to run the version where I have installed Wan2GP via Stability Matrix. And there you go. So this is the interface of the app. And here in the packages menu, you can see the tool, the AI tool that you have installed on your computer. I'm going to launch it. And just wait for Wan2GP to be initialize and then launch on your computer. So right now the interface is via a browser. It doesn't have a sort of app, so we have to run it via a browser, but of course it is utilizing the power of your computer. So this is the URL of the tool that we can use. I'm going to click it and it should open the tool via a browser. Now here you can click this and you can select the Flux.2 model, and you can select either using Klein 4B or Klein 9B. Of course, 9B is stronger, more powerful, but at the same time, it demands more power and more video memory. But the question is, what is the spec that you need to be able to run one of these models? Well, according to the official announcement from Black Forest Lab, which is the maker of Flux.2 Klein, this model, the 4 billion model, can run on 13 gigabytes of video memory, which is well, a consumer hardware. But on my testing, it is actually only using like 3 to 4 gigabytes, sometimes 5 gigabytes of video memory when creating or editing a picture. So I guess it is just the conservative estimate. I think that's assuming you are using all the features, you are cranking everything to the maximum. That's why it's going to be using the 13 gigabytes of video memory. But again, for my experience, it is not using all of that. It is using just a small portion of my video memory. So perhaps, again, perhaps you can get away with a computer with only maybe 8 gigabytes of video memory or even 6 gigabytes of video memory. I cannot guarantee that, but I think you can try that. And also Wan2GP is actually designed to be friendlier to computer with less video memory. So I guess they have a sort of memory management, so you can get away with slower or lower video memory. So I think that's really, really cool. Okay, so here I'm going to be using the 4 billion model. I think that is appropriate for my system, but if you feel like you can use the 9 billion model, feel free to do so. Okay, so I'll select that, and you can use image, text to image. You can also use image in painting, and I guess I'm going to use image in painting or image editing because I think that's more exciting than just creating a picture. Okay, so here I have a photo. Actually, I have created that using Gemini Nano Banana Pro. I'm going to just drag and drop that photo right here. There you go. So here you can actually select the area that, let's say, you want to modify. So you can create a sort of masking, but that is actually optional. I think I'm going to remove it. Okay. So here you can choose the in-painting method, that is mass denoising. I recommend to use this, but if you have a complex editing, you can use land paint, 2 steps, 5 steps, etc., depending on the level of complexity. But I'll stick with this option. And down here, there are some settings that you could modify. So I guess I'm not going to explain too much in details other than just describing the prompt. So in this case, please change the background to be full of greenery. Okay, that's going to be my prompt. Now you can specify the category, or in this case the size or dimension of the picture. Maximum is 1080p, which is not a lot, but I think that's still acceptable. But for the sake of performance, I'm going to set 720p, but of course it can work with 1080p on my computer just fine. And by the way, I'm using RTX 5060 Ti with 16 gigabytes of video memory, and I have tried this on various different settings and I have no problem. Okay, anyway, you can select how many images that you want to generate. I think I just want to create one picture, and this is the number of steps, and usually this will reflect how much details you can get on the picture. The higher the steps, the more detail that you can get. But at some point, it's actually going to destroy the image, like adding too much details that are not necessary. So I think you can set it to be between 4 to 12. In my opinion, that's the ranges that I am most comfortable with, but of course you can use different number. Okay, I'm going to set it to be just the default setting, which is 4. And of course, there are many other settings like LoRa's, post-processing. You can even adjust the memory setting, but I guess that's beyond the scope of this video, so I'll just stick with mostly default settings. Okay, so this is my setting. I only upload a picture. I don't even use the masking, and I just provided a prompt, change the category or the aspect, the size of the picture, and adjust the number of steps, and that's about it. Now, when you're done with all of the settings, you can click this plus button, not the plus button, sorry, but the generate button, and just wait for the image to be generated. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, it's going to be automatically download the Klein model. The Klein 4B model is, I believe, about 9 gigabytes, so it is not big but also not the smallest, whereas the 9 billion parameter version, I think it was around 15 or 16 gigabytes if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so given that I have the model on my computer, there is no need to download the model anymore. There you go. So now we got some extra greenery. I think it's actually a lot greener than the original picture. And of course, if you don't like it, you can click generate again, and then you can get a different result. Okay, so just to prove to you that it is using only, I think, yeah, there you go. So it is using not all of it. Now it is a bit higher because some of it was actually on my handy app. It is an app that I use to transcribe my speech into text, and also there is other large language model running on my computer, and that's why, as you can see, it is using 8.6 gigabytes of video memory, even though I haven't used Klein to edit images. But when I'm using it again, let me just click the generate button again. You'll see that it is only jumping by a bit, like to 10, maybe 11 or 12. So in general, it is only using like 3 to 4 gigabytes of video memory on my computer when running this AI model on this particular setting. So I guess it is actually quite friendly to a low-end hardware. So I think this is very good. That means lots of people can use this AI model on their own computer. So that's basically how you can run the Klein a Flux.2 Klein model on your computer to modify images, and that's actually way easier, way faster and simpler compared to using tools like Comfy UI or Automatic 1111 Stable Diffusion. This is much easier in my opinion. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Have a great day.